Hello, welcome back. This is going to be a specific video on the Sports Trader. You may have seen my other videos. I've already done a video on the whole of ZCode, the VIP membership. You may want to check that out. I'll give you the link on the description below. But this particular video is going to be a lot shorter, and it's going to be concentrating on the Sports Trader app. And obviously I am a proper member of ZCode, and here I am in Sports Trader. So this is not a review by somebody who's never used the product and who's pretending to use the product. This is actually on my computer. I'm actually moving this mouse from right to left. So here I am in Sports Trader, and I'm doing this video so that you know really what you can expect if you decide to use Sports Trader yourself. So let me just give you a bit of an example, a bit of a background. Sorry, I don't tend to speak properly. A bit of it is background as to who I am, why you might want to listen to what I've got to say. I've been with the ZCode for about 2 months, and I found when I joined ZCode that there was a lot more than I probably thought there was. It's quite involved. There's a lot to navigate around. There's so many systems to follow, potential systems to follow, and it's very easy to kind of get lost and not know where to start. And even though I got Sports Trader, because it's actually cheaper than the main membership, believe it or not, the way they're sorting out the prices at the moment, it's about 139, I can't remember, and it includes the whole membership. Whereas if you just go for the membership offer, you don't get the Sports Trader app, which is a bit bizarre, but that's the way companies do things sometimes. And in all fairness and all openness as well, I need just to point out that I am an affiliate for ZCode. So if you buy through my link, I may get a small commission on that. It doesn't affect the price you pay, but it helps, and everything kind of helps, I guess. And this is why I do these as well. But I do try and be as transparent and as open with what I'm doing here as well. So there's things I don't like, I'm going to tell you. There are a few things I don't like as well, and if you watch my main review on ZCode, which I'll leave a link to above, you'll see there are reasons why I think some people may struggle with ZCode. So definitely worth checking that video out if you haven't already done so, and do subscribe as well. Excuse me. Because every now and then I produce an interesting video, and you may find it interesting. Let's have a look then. What is Sports Trader? Now, I have to be frank. Even though I'm Andy, I'm going to be frank for now. I haven't used Sports Trader a great deal as yet, and the reason for that is because the whole point, from the way I view betting, online sports investing, and I've been a member of ZCode for about 2 months now, is I want to put my money, and for reasons that become clear in my main video, at the moment I'm keeping away from betting because I don't want to put my head above the parapet in terms of, because I'm in Europe, and I don't want to get my accounts limited with bookies, so I'm being very cautious, which I think is the right approach to take when it comes to starting betting and wanting to be betting for a long term. And really, we're sports trading rather than betting, but you know what I mean. What was I saying? So, for me, I don't want to follow hundreds and hundreds of systems. I wanted to follow 1 or 2 systems which I know work, and I can put my money down confidently, no problems. And personally, when I joined ZCode, I looked more to the manual experts who are leaving their picks rather than the Sports Trader picks. And when I say the manual people, really I'm talking about this. Hang on a sec. I'm talking about in the main ZCode VIP area. Obviously my browser's crashed now. Here we are. I'm talking about the VIPs in the main area. The main VIP area which you get when you become a member of ZCode. But there's lots of picks come up here, and I spent time and I've identified 4 or 5 experts who consistently win, and so that's where I am at the moment. Even though I'm not placing bets for reasons I mentioned a minute ago, those, when I start to gradually ease myself back into this, so that I don't get limited from my bookie accounts, as I mentioned, these are the experts I'm going to be following. So because of that, and I've done this in a separate video, so you can find out more about that in a separate video, my main video, which I've already mentioned. Because of that, I haven't paid too much attention to Sports Trader. And the reason for that is that within the VIP membership, I think it's more documented every day, the wins and everything. And I prefer to, rather than I want to backtest as well, but I want to, from the moment I joined, I wanted to see the results coming in daily, and that you get on the manual rather than the automatic. On this Sports Trader, it seems a bit more hard to find where the results are going to come from. If that makes sense. It probably doesn't. I don't usually make any sense. But anyway, that's just the reason why I've not used Sports Trader as much as I could do. Or rather, I haven't really used it at all, because at the moment I found my winning systems, essentially. My winning systems personally are GDog, horse racing from Stamos, and Scott's NBA, and the NHL from the live betting bot. Those are the main systems that I follow when I start upping my betting stakes again. But let me show you what Sports Trader is about for those of you who want it more automated. The Sports Trader picks, as with the manual picks from the experts, you can set up so that you get notifications come through on your phone, on your app. So very easy to do. And actually, within the Sports Trader, you do have access to the picks and the wall and everything that is in the website. Essentially, all this lot which is in the website, you can get by using the Sports Trader app. This is a separate program that you open on your computer, essentially. I don't know whether it works on Mac. I assume it does. I don't know the answer to that. But certainly on normal computers, I'm not calling Macs not normal, but I'm just saying that on a regular computer, it works fine. So let's look at what you do here. The idea of this is to essentially, where do you even start to explain this? You select, I think it's important when betting to follow systems to follow sports you're interested in. And the reason for that is because some of these betting systems involve live betting. And you don't want to be watching an NBA game, for example, if you can't stand basketball. It doesn't make, it makes the whole thing tedious, is the word I want. So you've got a sports selector where you can choose different sports if you want to do it that way. But if it's not really live betting, some of these systems, a lot of these systems are not really for live betting anyway. Therefore, general betting where you place the bet several hours beforehand. In that case, it doesn't really matter whether you're interested or not. It's just a case of working out how to place the bet. So let's just say, for example, I've got ticked in my portfolio. You can create your own portfolio here. And there is a default portfolio, but you say I've created my own. You choose which sports you want to follow. I would probably click tennis as well, but at the moment I've got soccer and NHL. For some reason I don't have NBA ticked. I should have. And then within that sport, you've got the systems which deal with that sport. I did mention in my main video the system at the moment that I'm following. There's quite a few here. The system I'm following at the moment is the hot dog system, the Benjamin system, and the J system. But especially the hot dog. I think the hot dog at the moment is a really good system. I'm not particularly following this. Let me just be clear, unless I misrepresented that. You've got to be careful on YouTube what I say. I'm not actually following this at the moment. When I looked into Sports Trader, these are the ones that I thought at this moment were really doing really well. But I've decided to follow more the manual sports traders, if that makes sense. But it's all just personal choice, really. But looking at the hot dog system, if I just click on this icon here, and essentially, once you get in with the system, you also click the trend selector, and it gives you the individual trends within the system. The hot dog system, if I click on this icon, and I kind of scroll up and down, let me just expand that. You'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different trends within the system. This system here, this trend, the center ice NHL, is very profitable. These ones here are not so profitable. So obviously you want to stick to the ones that are profitable, which is why it's important to study this first. You can't just blindly say I'm going to follow every single system, because a lot of these systems, to be honest, lose money, I think, over the long term, or they are losing money at a certain time. So you need to, when you get into these, you need to be looking for the ones that currently are making money. And that's obviously the important thing. So the NHL Center Ice is a 67% win rate, 573 against 286. No pushes. That's 286 losses. I think 286 losses, 573 wins. It's a progression system, which generally means it's probably, I've not really looked at this totally, but most likely you'll bet on the first third, I think it is, the first session, the first it's third, isn't it, in hockey? The first third for teams to win or get a certain amount of goals. And if they fail, you then double up on the next one, and you double up on the next one. So you need a bit bigger bank. It's slightly more risky, which is why I don't really like it. So it's an individual, such an individual preference as to how you like to bet. But if I click on NHL Centre Ice, for example, it will tell you, give you the graphs for since 2016, the profits over time, previous season, current season, last 30 days, last 7 days, all that kind of stuff. And so I click down longer, hang on a sec, it gives you the stats for that particular system by worst performers, bet type, recommendations, bet by status, by month. It breaks it down completely, and it really gives you an overview of really, when best to bet, how best to bet, and everything of that nature. So that's, for example, the hot dog system. Within the hot dog system, listed down here are the different trends. For example, the center ice is the one here that I just showed you, and you can see that's the, if I hover above that, is a trust factor. You've got a trust factor, you've got an ROI, and you've got a total profit. And if you click on that, you can unclick it or click it depending on whether you want to follow that system. But it is important to note that some of these systems, like this one, for example, the Verdane system, has got a profit of minus 298. So if we click on this, let's see what happens whether that opens up or not. It doesn't open up, but you can see there. I think if I click on it here we are, Verdane system. If I click on this icon here, the settings cog, this is a live signal. I think they are phasing out the Verdane system at the moment as I'm talking. So this may not be here when you watch this. If I scroll down, I can't even say it right. The Verdane system, you can see Soccer ML Unit Builder, Team Total over SPS. Not sure what that means, but this is a profitable system. All the systems here are winning. Most of them. So this show more trends actually. So there are some more. So these ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are actually losing trends. Actually, these are losing trends, and these are losing trends, all up to here. So they've got like 14 winning trends, and the rest are losing at the moment. So again, you have to be careful. You have to do your due diligence as to which systems you want to follow. And if we scroll down, it's got all the graphs telling you, everything's fully documented, which is really important, I think, to fully document everything. Because otherwise, it's the difference between betting blind and betting with an edge. Essentially, you know what the edge is because you can see what the edge is, and that's what gives you your profits at the end of the day. And again, it's just got the the whole stats here based on live signals. So that based on live signals, I mean, basically what they do is that they come up with a theory. I guess they test their theory. They back test it. If they back test this theory based on all these sports. They get a total of 408,000. They then put it out live, and since it went live, it's got 16,716. The same kind of thing here. That's the last, I don't know, year or something, I guess. I guess so. Hang on, it's in 2 years maybe. You can see the seasons here. It's all broken down by season as well. Okay, so. That is the sports trader in a nutshell, really. You've got advanced selection mode. I don't know what that does. Let's just have a look. This is recently been updated, so you can actually do things in a different way. I've not looked at this yet, but it looks very much the same, really, to be honest. Probably a bit easier to follow. But the other thing I wanted to show you is down the bottom. So you can also put in your unit size here. So if your bankroll is $1,000, your unit size might be $1, so like 1% of your bankroll. And if you put that in here, this will change. You can change that to, for example, 10. Click OK, and it will change your bankroll needed for $10 per unit. That's $9.70. Or you can do that by bankroll as well. And then you've got like a news thing down here, which is doesn't really do much, to be honest, I don't think. And then, of course, in here, you've got the actual bets. So once you signed up and you've registered, not even registered, what's the word I want? Once you've clicked and chosen the trends and the systems that you want, then as the live signals come in, they will populate here and they will be listed in this bit here. Again, I reiterate that these are not always going to be wins. They are going to have losses because this is a long-term play. And it depends on what system you choose as to how often, obviously, they're going to be wins and losses. But you need to be careful on the systems that you choose first. So that's my quick demonstration of the Sports Trader app. As I say, I think it's very useful. At the moment, I personally am using the professional tipsters within ZCode to follow my tips. Once I start betting again properly, that's where I'm heading towards, rather than the Sports Trader. But it's a personal choice. It all depends on where you start. If I'd started when I joined ZCode, spending more time on Sports Trader rather than looking at the manual picks, I probably would have found some systems within Sports Trader which I prefer that way. So it all kind of depends really on who you are and where you go first. But that's my introduction to the Sports Trader. If you're interested in joining ZCode, then click the link in the description below. It will take you to the Sports Trader ZCode main page. At least put your email and sign up for their free news. Bloody hell! Their new newsletter, because you'll get free picks. Their VIP picks. They will send you free through to your email. That's what I'm trying to say, which is completely free, obviously. And check out other videos on my channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on ZCode, on different elements of ZCode. And the best place to start, obviously, is watching my full review of ZCode, which is linked, probably the first link in the description below. Or visit my website if you want more details about ZCode, which I may have not covered in this. If there's any gaps you may have in your questions, hopefully they will be answered on my website. The link is in the description below. Otherwise, I will see you on another video, and watch my other videos, because all in all, I'm hoping to bring you everything you need to know about whether ZCode is something you might want to invest in or not. I'll see you on the next video, and have a good day.